Hello, and welcome aboard Blacksheep. I'm Executive Chef Quentin Scott, ready to please your palates and tease your minds. Well, I've been in luxury culinary for the past 10 years. Being in a decade strong, it's getting good. But I've been doing culinary arts for the past 28 years. And naturally, everybody has a story behind it. And my grandmother was actually my story. She is the one that showed us how to feed people. Because there is a saying, if people come to your food and come to your house and nobody eats, and that's what it is. But my grandmother was one of those persons that she actually fed the whole corner. So I saw the love that people had for her when she fed them, giving them a light in their eyes. So I gained a passion just by understanding that through food you can create relationship. And with creating a relationship and an understanding that throughout the course of time, I made it my business to took my craft serious, with an understanding that everybody has a gift. Everybody has a gift. It's what you do with it, how you utilize it, and appreciate God for what He shows us. So, being here on Blacksheep, I've come in contact with numerous of people and encouraging them and showing them the masterpiece that I would produce, allowing them to enjoy my meals. The creativity and the craft that I have, I say second to none. My flavors are my pinpoints. I've traveled to many countries, but when I lived in Grenada, it gave me a different outlook on what food is, because a lot of the food was actually natural. Go to the farm, you pick all the greens that you want, you go pick all the herbs that you want. You can go to a tree and take the bark and get a chisel and take off a piece of cinnamon stick. So that natural form of creation by way of flavors, that's where I really, really took it serious. Because now I've traveled to Dublin, I've been in the US I've been in certain states within the US, but that natural gardening by way of going to farmers and going to persons that produce chicken for eggs and stuff like that, that's where the real love for it came into play. And I crafted it, I molded it, and I made sure that whatever I did, it was did with love. I did it with love and my passion. I had a chef from Italy, and he was a Michelin-star chef. And one thing he always told me, make love to the food. Put your heart, your soul, and passion in whatever it is that you're producing, because persons will be able to relate to your food when they eat it. They could taste your passion into your food. They could taste the love that you put into it. And when you do things like that, it gives me a fun-filled welcoming within my heart to know that an individual has enjoyed my meal. I've had persons bragged from I was a kid that, oh, you're gonna be a great chef. And with persons speaking into my life, I literally made it my business to follow through with this. I gave up a law degree. I gave up a broadcasting degree. And I really and truly, just because I had the love for culinary and feeding people, and people would never understand how it is. People go all over the world and they eat certain things, and they always remember one thing that they ate within the course of 50, 60, 70 years of their life. And I want to be a part of that memory. And being on Blacksheep, being able to feed individuals and being able to have historical moments, and I call it historical moments because for every story, it is actually his story. And I want it to be my story, as I want it to be the individuals who's eating my food story. So they can go back and they can brag to their friends, and their friends would be intrigued to want to be a part of that experience. Like, you actually went on a super yacht. What's the name of the yacht? And it's Blacksheep. That's what I'm all about. I love the fact that we have the opportunity to produce great meals for individuals. People of the world, the walks of this world. There are people that are hungry, and there are people who like to eat. The people who like to eat are the ones that I feel most connected to, because they show appreciation for your craft. A lot goes into preparation for meals. All right. The main thing is you will get preferences prior to guests coming on board. And I have to create anywhere between 21 to 35 meals within the course of a week. to ensure that I'm not being repetitious of what I'm preparing, but I'm also fulfilling the palates and the requests of all of the clients that comes on board. Being creative, being an artist is sometimes, I would say, looked over, but the mere fact that you have to prepare so diligently and effectively to produce great food in a short space of time. And when I say short space of time, it's a week of excellence, an opportunity for everybody to come from wherever they came from and just engulf their whole love for being in my space. And I would say my space because I always encourage people to understand you have to first take ownership of anything for it to be respected. And if you have ownership of my galley and you come onto the Blacksheep by way of the team that we have here, we pour our love into everything that we do to ensure that, one, all the needs are met. That's the most important thing. And then doing that above and beyond. You know, I've heard people say to us that what their expectation was, and we have gone beyond expectations. I've had the joyous, I would say joyous moments of having individuals cry, not only eating my food, but when it was time to leave the boat. And that there is one of the things that I tell people I thrive on. I've always encouraged our team just to bring ourselves into individuals so that we can more or less steer them in the right direction when it's time for them to forget everything that they've been going through. Because they come on vacation. When you come on vacation, you want to just enjoy yourself. You want to have the best moment of your lifetime so that you can create the memories, whether it's with friends, whether it's with your children, whether it's just the loved ones. And when you do that, you come into an environment that could only be poured out in an atmosphere that you could remember it for the rest of your life. And that's what I always try to do. I always want individuals to remember anything that we do, whatever I do. Because when you have people that are teaching you this craft, I've had Michelin star chefs teach me many of thoughts that goes into your mind and creation. And it makes me want to get to that level. I want to work towards becoming a Michelin star chef. To the point where as I've been blessed for the Michelin star brand to reach out to our owners of the Blacksheep, stating that they want to collaborate with me. Just as much as persons want to have that moment within their life that they feel appreciated or wanted to feel like it's that moment like you have arrived. Just the mere fact that it was a thought process for me, it made me know that my journey in the past 28 years is coming to be to the point where I am getting there. I'm working towards greatness. Perfection will never be obtained. I don't care who you are, I don't care where you are. Perfection will never be obtained. But you can be great at what you're doing. And that's what I thrive for. Because if you think you're perfect, then you may as well quit. That means you have nowhere else to go. Greatness is much better than perfection. Be great at your craft, and the perfection will come into effect by way of the love that people bring to you. And that's what I thrive for. I think the greatest part about being on a motor yacht, and specifically Blacksheep, is an understanding that persons throughout the world, they want to go places, whether it be Rome, whether it be Sicily, but the mere fact that they want to go to a restaurant that's going to blow their minds away. Well, I will be honest with anybody. Blacksheep gives you that. The scenery is one thing. The love and appreciation for who you are as individuals is another thing. The food, I stand by my brand. Quentin Scott, I stand by my brand. And I tell people this, I take your palates on a journey with an understanding that full body, full creation with 100% love is what you will always get. You can't get that anywhere but the Blacksheep. I guarantee you that. The greatness of being on motor yachts is the opportunity to travel. And as a traveling chef, We have now come to the space whereas we've done in the Bahamas for over 2 years. And we're now extending ourselves over to the BVIs, St. Bart's, St. Thomas. And I'm looking forward to it. Once again, thank you for being aboard Modi at Blacksheep. And most importantly, thank you for being a part of Chef Quentin Scott's experience.